That's your money saying it's time for a McDonald's run. Because with new McValue at McDonald's, you get more than you expect. Like buy a 6-piece McNuggets and add a McChicken for just $1. Your money says let's go. Get more than you expect with new McValue. Prices and participation may vary. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Okay, there we go. The Husky pregame show is brought to you by Talking Real Money. No, kidding. We got a bonus. We got added time. Added time. This is exciting.
Bonus. Yeah. I like the word bonus.
Sounds like they're throwing us off. All of a sudden, I heard something about football.
Yeah.
But we're saying
I heard football in there.
Very confusing.
I don't know what happened.
Okay, we're here.
They call it a technical difficulty. We're just going to call it live radio.
Random
855-935-TALK for our bonus hour here on Talking Real Money. I'm Don. That's Tom.
Half an hour. Yeah.
Half an hour. Okay. During the top of the hour, I went out to say hi to my wife because I'm in my home studio.
Yes.
And she goes, wow, you heard about the new super annuity?
Is that like the supernova?
What?
Is that what?
What in the world is a super annuity? Some dude named Philip Wasserman, I don't even know who he is pushing some sort of product that now, thanks to him, I have to go look up all the problems with this new product. And I guarantee you there are some because these people are not honest. They are about as dishonest as they come. But let me read you his pitch. He's a and isn't it funny how everyone's a nationally renowned
expert? He's on CNBC every week, and he's called often for Fox Business, of course.
But what's funnier is that he didn't even write the sentence properly. It says Phil Wasserman is a nationally renowned expert.
Oh, yeah. And
not renowned, but just renowned.
Yeah, of course, because he's talking about himself as a noun.
Current tense. Current tense renowned.
Sure.
And he's an expert on annuities and retirement incoming planning.
Oh, yeah.
Incoming.
Yeah.
No, he's
Isn't
running
that
this
like artillery round incoming or something? Okay.
Incoming planning!
Yeah. Watch, stand back. You know.
Hey, Phil.
Yeah.
Either you're adult or your people are. But, hey, here we go. I'm going to read. You got to listen. This is funny.
Super annuity.
It's a super annuity. This is the headline is The Super Annuity Explained. In the tumultuous times that we are currently living in, many people are looking for ways to protect themselves in their retirement from the extreme market volatility that we see on a daily basis. CDs and other fixed interest products have historically low interest rates, and most people are looking for more growth than they provide. The markets are a roller coaster, scaring most people from participating because they know they do not have the time to recover from a big loss if the markets collapse like they have seen in the past. So how can you get the market upside and be protected from a potential market collapse? The super annuity.
Yes.
Get this. The super annuity has no fees at all.
Of course not. Why would you want to pay fees?
If the market collapses and the annuity makes no money, 100% of your principal remains in the annuity, ready to take advantage of the next market upturn. Oh, so I figured out what this bloody thing is. Oh, it's an equity indexed annuity. Took me a minute.
Which, by the way, does not have fees.
No.
Yeah,
no,
that's correct.
But here we go. So what's the downside, Phil is asked. So what is the downside? They said, so what's the downside? And then they answer. So what is the downside of the super annuity?
They spell downside right?
Downside.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
It is a long-term decision. When you place your money in a super annuity, you are committing the money to this product for at least 7 years, and in most cases, 10 years.
How come?
Because, thank you for asking. I have the answer. Direct quote. Because if you decide to take out your money, you will face a surrender charge. Because of this, the superannuity is not suitable for all people. You must have enough funds outside of the annuity that if something should happen that creates an unplanned expense, you are able to handle it using other money. Why haven't you heard of the superannuity before? He asks. First of all, with the hundreds of annuities being offered by insurance companies and the difficult to understand crediting strategies, it is easily lost in the confusion. Phil, You fibber. This is an equity indexed annuity. You just rebranded it, and he ran a bunch of ads on Facebook. So all of you Facebookies.
This is how you ended up with it. Your wife is on Facebook.
Is on Facebook.
I was trying to figure that out.
She goes, what's the super annuity?
Super annuity, yeah.
She goes, I keep seeing it on Facebook.
Oh, golly gee.
All right, so, and since about 30 billion of you are on Facebook, which is unusual because there are only 6 billion people in the world, but somehow they managed to get an extra 5 times that on Facebook.
Okay,
now you know it's an equity index annuity. It's a stupid thing.
Okay, you can call us, 855-935-TALK, ask a question, and coming up after the break, we're going to explain why you do not need super annuity, the sub annuity, sucky annuity, silly annuity, any of those.
No more Mr. Annuity.
There you go.
No annuities for you. No annuities for you.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Do you need a little help with your investments? Set up a free, no-obligation appointment with one of our advisors at TalkingRealMoney.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
And that's the real truth. I'm Don, that's Tom. Bonus time, 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. We're the pre-game show here on Como.
And if you call with a question, you get a free ticket to any of our 3 coming up, our classes coming up, the Real Retirement Roadmap, Tuesday, September 17th. That's a week from Tuesday in Linwood. The following night, if you're in the South End, Wednesday the 18th in Tacoma, or if it's more convenient on a Saturday morning, Real Retirement Roadmap, Saturday the 21st of September in beautiful Bellevue, Washington. And more information on all of those at TalkingRealMoney.com.
Yes.
You put the soup in super annuity, apparently.
No more super annuity for you.
The soup is out.
No more super for you.
Just go with the regular old garden variety.
This is another branding scam, really. I mean, they've taken a product.
Not on Facebook. That's hard to believe, but okay.
Yeah. You don't need that kind of stuff. As a matter of fact, you want to avoid that kind of stuff like the plague. These indexed annuities, I don't have time to get into all the whys and wherefores.
Well, you ran the numbers on one. You actually took one.
I run the numbers on many of them.
Okay, but you took one where you broke down every asset class, everything it owned, and you ended up, had you used it,
average annual return of about 3.5% per year.
Does that sound like the market? The stock market?
Not the market I know, which over the last 10 years has returned about 10% per year, even after the horrible recession of 2008.
Yeah. So, no, you do not need those. You need a plan, though, that does help you understand how to build a portfolio.
Actually, you know what you need? You need more than a plan.
You need,
a roadmap.
A map, that's right. And you're a guy who's just been on the road longer than... I can't even give an analogy. I'm trying to think of one.
I don't think I can drive my Armada anymore for the rest of the year because it's a lease, and I think
you've already gone over it.
We put Debbie and I put about most of it. My wife can drive for like an hour and a half, and she goes,
I'm really tired.
I'm going. I haven't driven for 8 hours.
Yeah,
we put like 7,000 miles.
Is that what it was? Because you went coast. Back
Florida,
and then kind of
Florida,
a little bit up,
I went from Florida
up
all
north,
the way up
along
to Salatally.
The seaboard, eastern seaboard there.
Yeah, it took the Mason-Dixon Trail
the
Oregon Trail.
So you need a roadmap, though. I mean, we're making a joke, but you do. You got to have a plan.
But I was thinking about it as I'm driving across the country, and I literally did for part of it drive the Oregon Trail. You know, you could see it's on the sides.
Did you see the stagecoaches and that kind of stuff there on the side?
I saw all the old the Conestoga wagons and
buffalo. Yeah,
the deer and the antelope playing. And I seldom heard a discouraging word.
I don't know about that.
And for most of the time, the skies were not cloudy all day.
Come on now, please. Yeah. Really?
Anyway, I was thinking about it though, and these people who did this in the 1840s.
Yeah.
They went across the country, and they had no clue what they were going to run into. They had no plan. They didn't know what, and I was kind of thinking this is a lot like retirement. We don't know what retirement holds. We don't know what our old age holds. We don't know what the path looks like. But if we have a plan, that covers the eventualities. Like what happens if the stock market does this? What happens if I don't have enough income? What happens if Social Security can't? All of these kinds of things. It would make the journey a lot easier, and the result maybe a little bit, not certain by any means, but a little more likely.
And how to avoid mistakes, how to avoid expensive investments, for example, or how to avoid expensive annuities, which we just got done talking about.
Apparently even more expensive super annuities.
The super annuity. The other part is keeping your emotions in check, building a portfolio that matches up with your need for return and your inner gut that gets to you every time. What?
Volatility,
yeah. And, at the end of the day, where to get the advice, how to find a fiduciary, why we think you should pay attention to the academics instead of the people pushing the supernova annuity, because it's...
May I step back to that fiduciary thing, too? Mm-hmm. Because that F word is almost as overused as the other F word. By the way, I did watch Succession for the first time last night.
What'd you think?
Speaking of F words. It's a good show.
Yeah, I like Succession, yeah.
But anyway, the F word is fiduciary, and it is overused because there are a lot of people out there. Now that the word's out in the vernacular, everybody says, well, I want a fiduciary advisor. I didn't know that they weren't all fiduciaries, but if I'm going to get one, I want one.
Yeah.
And it turns out that almost everybody uses that term now if they have a registered investment advisor licensing. And the fact of the matter is that even if they are a fiduciary at times, the real question always should be, always.
Are you 100% of the time?
Are you always required to act in my best interests?
Most are not.
And the honest answer from most people in the financial advice industry should be no, I'm not.
So that's a huge part. And where you take advice in terms of your investments. Because most of you get it from Wall Street. Most of you get it from a broker or an insurance agent. We think you should really pay attention to the academics they don't care how you invest.
And the thing is that 100 years ago, there were no investing academics. They did not exist. No one was studying. Stock markets and trading stocks has been around for a very long time.
True.
But nobody ever studied it. It was a seat-of-the-pants process. A good analogy is baseball, where baseball managers used to be seat-of-the-pants managers.
Yeah. You're a five-tool guy, blah, 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 and then cyber.
Yeah, and then in came the analysts and the scientists.
Billy Ball. Anyway, I forget the...
Yeah,
Mark
I
will
don't
know.
remember that, but... No, he won't.
No, he won't.
Will he?
He's already tired thinking about the night he's got to put in here watching the game. So I don't blame him. I'd take a nap, too, if it was me. The point is they didn't analyze things from a numbers perspective. They analyzed it from their gut. They said, well, this guy looks pretty good. Yeah, let's give him a shot. No.
So with the advent of mutual funds back in the 20s, they were able to start accumulating data on stock transactions. And it was that data from about 1926 that enabled financial scientists to start studying what markets did and why they did what they did and start drawing some conclusions, because you can't know anything for certain. But if you want to make the best educated guess, relies on the largest body of data.
Yeah.
The more you have, the closer you're going to get to possibly reality. Mistakes will be made. There is no
looking
absolute.
Back, the future's not going to look exactly the same, but may look somewhat. And by the way, the academics go back and look at pages from stocks that were traded over 100 years ago. I mean, they go through the real stuff. They don't just sort of come up with an idea and say, let's use this today. They come up. Wall Street has a new idea every day. Lots of ideas. And as Gene Fama said in a very famous video, in 50 years of following all this, he's come up with 5 things he thinks you should trust around stock performance.
And I've been there through the seat of the pants in this industry. I worked as a broker.
I've
done all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I have, my beliefs have evolved over the years to the point where I now truly believe that you can't guess about this. You can't gut it out. You can't pretend you know the future. You have to rely on the science.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Download the advisor interview form and find out if your advisor's a fiduciary at talkingrealmoney.com.
your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
And apparently Tom got mad and left, so it's now Don McDonald and Guard Swanson on Talking Real Money. No, probably better advice
throwing the ball
anyway.
around, and they're making big bets on sports games. Yeah, the whole thing. So we're out of the way.
Do they sit around the studio and do that all day?
Yeah. They're cracking wise about the Huskies. We're just holding the place together for a couple more minutes while they warm up their voices here.
They're going to kick us out of here.
Yeah.
Well, we better, since we still have the time.
Yes.
And I know it is getting away from us really quickly.
Indeed it is.
Thank goodness. We probably should remind all of our listeners that this is your last opportunity to sign up for the class.
The last time we're going to be on the air. Yeah, we're going to be on the air.
And we're not going to be on the air next weekend to remind you. So you're going to forget between now and then. You know you are. So what you need to do, it's really easy. Okay, I'm gonna walk along with you. We go to talkingrealmoney.com. That's .com. It's a period on your keyboard.
Just
and
like
then
it
right
sounds.
there at the top of the screen, you're going to see a little dude pointing at a chalkboard that says "Learn." Click on that there button. Just click on it.
And it'll open up a new page.
Look at that.
Woo.
Then you get this list of all these classes with way too many words that Tom wrote.
He had to do
Holy
something
cow.
that day.
You had to you made me put all these
I know.
words in.
I
Look
know.
at all those words.
I love it.
But I moved the button to the top so you didn't have to read all of it that says order here. Click on that there button. Ready? Click on that there button. And it's going to take you to Eventbrite, which is a great service for ticketing events. In Eventbrite, you just click on tickets, and then magically you choose your tickets. Let's say I want one ticket. You hit the checkout button. I want to make sure this actually. Oh, wait, no, go back.
You got to get the code.
I forgot. Go back. There's a back button. Go back. I want to leave checkout. I want to go back, and up at the top it says in blue, enter promo code.
And you enter MAP like in road map.
3 letters.
Yep.
Map, 3 letters. And look at that. Magically, the price declines 50%.
To what?
$5.
$5 whole dollars? Wow.
Or you can get a couple's ticket for $7.50.
We're not getting rich off that one.
So let's say you pick one couple's ticket. We're not getting rich on this. It's just to cover the room.
Yeah.
And then you hit checkout. And what happens magically then? You put in your name, your email address, your credit card, and get a ticket.
That quick. Go. And we're the 17th in Linwood, the 18th in Tacoma, or the 21st in Bellevue. 2 hours.
Right. And what's the class about again?
I forget. I have no idea. Something about a map.
Okay. You're going to. Oh! I forgot to mention.
Hurry up.
You get the book. We got
that's
time.
Right. Retirement guidebook, 60 pages.
Real retirement guidebook.
Pardon me. That includes all kinds of great articles, worksheets.
Can we put Guard Swanson back on the air, please?
Yeah, we can put him back on the air in 1.5 minutes. Isn't
that
1.5
minutes.
Because 9 hours of pregame is not enough. You need 10. There's a lot of things to talk about in a football game.
Don't you have some comments about the game you want to make before you're forced to give up the microphone?
As a guy who's lived in both Berkeley and Seattle, I always root for the Huskies. How about that?
That's nice.
There you go. And it was fun to see California fans today walking on the streets. That was kind of cool. Surprising. So
they know how to walk on the streets?
They did it with their Cal Bears stuff on, and after what happened last year, I thought they might not. The Bears won.
Oh, you thought they'd be too embarrassed?
No, I thought they would, because we're embarrassed. We lost to California last year. We should not have.
Well, they should have been embarrassed by beating you, though.
Okay, well, you put it any way you like. There's embarrassment there somewhere. We will win tonight. That's my prediction.
Okay.
All right.
But the guidebook. Get the 60-page guidebook. Get tickets to the classes.
Yep.
You get the book if you come to the class. I'll be there. Tom will be there.
This is the last time you and I will be doing something together this year, for sure.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think not until Retire Meet again in February.
Mm-hmm.
So this is it. This is your last opportunity. So go to talkingrealmoney.com. Use the promo code MAP, M-A-P. Not MAPS, MAP, M-A-P.
Yep.
Get your ticket, sign up, come by and say hi. We'll have time for questions.
Yeah, a lot of questions.
We'll, if we need to, we'll stay late. We can even do that on Saturday because we're starting it earlier, can't we?
Well, we don't know because we don't know about football that day. So Whenever guard decides we're out of here, we're out of here.
If there's a
time
football
to go,
game,
it's time to go.
It's
like it is in 15 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, what I was going to say is...
hurry up. You're almost out of time. You're not going to get it in. You're just about done.
I really don't care either. Just go to TalkingRealMoney.com. And, I really appreciate you listening. Listen to the podcast there and, call Tom at the office and annoy him.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestry, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That should keep the lawyers happy.